Now, the other things that help you to get found on Google obviously is Google Ads. So when you run your Google Ads campaign on the top few positions of Google under the sponsored section, you can also link that to your Google business profile. You'll be surprised with how many people actually have a Google business profile. 90% of websites that come to us are not ready for us to drive Google Ads to. The reality is user journey experience factors need to be taken into account when you're doing Google Ads. So why your competitors are winning without spending a dollar more is because they're probably dominating the search result. And what I'm here to tell you is right now, more than ever before, the cost per click on Google Ads is so. Welcome to Diary of the Search Queen, the go-to podcast for salon owners ready to ditch the algorithm and get found by their dream clients on Google. I'm Sonja Raymond, aka Sonja the Search Queen, founder of the Search Republic, and after helping salons generate millions in client bookings, I'm here to show you how to create a reliable, low-stress lead flow without living on your phone. Ready to stop chasing and start filling chairs with ease? Let's go. What actually gets you found on Google? Hint, it's not luck. Ever wondered why some salons always show up on Google and yours doesn't? It's not luck, it's actually a strategy. So I'm going to talk you through that today. So one important tool that a lot of our salon owners actually miss in optimizing would be the Google business profile. So I'm going to speak you through some of the local ranking factors that are really important for you to consider. The first one will be relevance. Your content and category should match what the clients are actually looking for. So making sure that you actually list all of your service on your Google business profile, and also making sure that you list your location too actually really helps, even though it is already connected to your maps, but it's very important. The second would be distance. So Google favors salons closest to their searcher, in which case your Google local listing will show up based on where that user is searching, because it's all about what is the closest person that can solve their problem through the Google business listing. Now, and the third one is prominence. So you'd be surprised with how many people actually have a Google business profile, and these business owners just don't respond to any reviews, they don't update it. It is such an underutilized tool. So I want you to think as Google business profile as the equivalent to Instagram. But think of it like this as well. Like, if you knew what you were looking for on Google business profile, just like I need you to think of it as insights on Instagram, you can actually get a full dashboard. You can check how many people are looking for your location. You can check how many phone calls you've had, how many website visits you've had. Literally, like, it's honestly a beast, and it is so amazing once you actually wrap your head around it, because it is so easy to actually use as well. But it does deter people, because I find, and I know this to be true, is that so many people find Google very overwhelming, and when things become very overwhelming, they end up in the too hard basket, and we can't be bothered with things that are in the too hard basket, and it never gets done. So I'm here to show you that it's actually very easy to optimize your Google business profile. You just need to know where to look. So if you log into your Google business profile, it's literally a dashboard on the top few positions there of Google, and there's all the buttons. You just have to rinse and repeat it. It's so easy to use, but it is such an underutilized tool with a lot of our salon owners. So I'd highly recommend you optimize it. Everything where it asks you to update the information, that means optimizing it, so filling in all of the gaps. So that is something that so many of the salon owners that we deal with miss that as a huge opportunity. Now, the other things that help you to get found on Google obviously is Google Ads. So when you run your Google Ads campaign on the top few positions of Google under the sponsored section, you can also link that to your Google business profile. So when people are searching, you can actually appear in the sponsored section, in the map section as well, which is amazing, because everybody asks, like, how do I push my rankings up on the Google Maps listing? You can link your Google business profile to your Google Ads, and that will happen. So that's fabulous. So we also do that for clients. And the other section that we will speak about is SEO. So you think of SEO is everything organically that you can rank for on Google. But in order to rank organically on Google, it takes so much effort. It's not even funny. So think of Google Ads as your rent and SEO as your mortgage. Rent gives you what you're looking for straight away, with obviously you'll be able to have a house. Same with Google Ads. It gives you what you're looking for straight away, but it can be very costly because you have obviously your management fee and you have ad spend on top of that. When it comes to SEO, all it is, it's the labor to manage the actual website, to obviously identify all the challenges and all the obstacles as to why you're not ranking on Google. And again, making sure that we actually optimize the website so we can remove all of those obstacles. Now, the other part of that piece is also everything that we do on Google, we also optimize into the large language models like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Claude. So it is very, very important to not just focus on Google as the main search engine. Google will get you found, and also your chat engines will get you picked.
Quick break. If you're a salon owner, sick of posting every day with nothing to show for it, or you're staring at the gaps in the books again next week, well, we can help. So book a free call with my team using the link in the show notes, and let's map out a Google strategy that brings in dream clients without the daily hustle. Now, back to the episode.
So why your competitors are winning without spending $1 more is because they're probably dominating the search result. And what I'm here to tell you is right now, more than ever before, the cost per click on Google for Google Ads is so cheap. We have had salons that were reporting $6 a click on Meta. They come and partner with us and they're paying $1 a click, which is absolutely unheard of. So this is what the reality is that you're coming to Google to a warm audience versus a cold audience really on Meta that charges you 6 times that. So it is very, very important to really focus on where you're going to get your return on investment. And honestly, right now, salon owners, they're on social media. They're on social media looking to be inspired, but they're on Google looking for you to solve their problems. And if you're nowhere to be found and your competitors are, that's exactly why. Now, the power of consistency in terms of showing up on Google Ads. Now, it's no longer acceptable, and hasn't been acceptable really for a very long time, but to have a set and forget mentality. So setting up a Google Ads campaign and letting it to die, you have to optimize the campaign month on month to make sure it's adhering to Google Ads best practice, because it changes the rules all the time. So it is so important. So think of it like a veggie patch. You're trying to start your veggie patch. You have to water the garden, you have to pull the weeds, you have to introduce new fertilizer, and so on. The same applies to your Google Ads campaign. Once we set up a Google Ads campaign, we need to allow 90 days in order to see the true impact of that campaign. Now, the reality is the more that you do the right thing by Google, it rewards you by paying less cost per click. But that only works if the website that we're driving the traffic to is actually set up for success. And so many of the clients that we first take on, there's the amount of people that come say, I just wanted to do Google Ads. And then we look at the website and I'm like, oh, love, I can't take your money. There's no way I'm going to take that from you because it's actually going to end up in a leaky bucket. So we need to make sure that the website that we're driving the traffic to is really, really set up for success. And by success, I mean being a Ferrari, a sexy website with an engine, meaning that it actually is going to work, okay? When I speak about Ferrari, websites being Ferraris without engines, 90% of websites that come to us are not ready for us to drive Google Ads to, purely because if we know our reputation is based on results and the website isn't set up to allow us capture those results, well, then there's no way that the client is going to stay because we can't show them transparency and results. So usually 9 times out of 10, we have to set up conversion points where top right-hand corner of the website is your phone call, email inquiry, book now button. This is basically set up in the top right-hand corner because the ideal client will read left to right. And if you're making it hard for them to find your contact details, or if you're making it hard for them they need to go through their website and go to the contact us page to find all of that, you're creating more friction and there's more barriers as to why people aren't been able to convert straight away. So the reality is you need to make it very easy for your ideal client to phone you or to make an appointment straight away. The reality is that if you allow your ideal clients to just go on your website, the reality is if it's too confusing, they're just going to bounce off and that's a waste of a click. So we have to do a lot of web development work for a lot of the websites that come on board, because I think there is a lot of expectation around if somebody can build a website that it's just automatically going to work, and that is just not the case. The reality is user journey experience factors need to be taken into account when you're doing Google Ads and also with SEO, because if your website is just too clunky and it's creating more obstacles and more hoops for your ideal client they have to jump through to work with you, they're just not going to bother. So that's a waste of time. So ideally, you want a website that really wears the shoes of your ideal client, not just having a website for the sake of having a website. We want to have a sexy website with a sexy engine, a sexy Ferrari with a sexy engine that's actually going to bring you more of your dream clients. Now, what I want to close with is that I want you to think about visibility is not luck at all. It's actually a strategy. And it's about having your website optimized as well as your Google business profile optimized as well. Something that every salon can absolutely control.
If today's episode spoke to your salon soul, then hit subscribe so you don't miss the next round of strategy and support. For more help filling your books without the burnout, then check the show notes and you'll find a link to the Search Republic, where we build simple Google strategies that actually work. And if we're not already connected, come and say hi to me on the gram at Sonja the Search Queen, and I'd love to hear what landed for you today.